Fired Up live. Are you able to? Are you able to move that camera?
Can I move it? Yeah,
No. I don't. I just mean like to circulate if we were gonna.
I'm moving it. What am I doing?
Oh, showing the fireside chat here.
The panel.
Showing Janine not paying attention at all. Let me know if we got any people.
We got nobody right now.
We got nobody.
Thank you.
We got nobody. Well, people watch the replay. People do watch the replay. So we're fired up, Lisa. And we are in Arizona for a very special West Coast Fired Up feed. I know it's late on the East Coast. Everyone's probably sleeping, but we are wide awake. What?
Your sister's here?
Of course.
She's in Bohemia right now.
She's in Bohemia. She's in Long Island right now. Yes. So we are blazing. We are literally fired up here. What? Taz is here. Of course he is. Taz is in the building. So we're fired up at CFESA Conference. Jeff Victory is right behind you. Here in the flesh. You could come sit right over here if you want.
Please go sit on the bench.
Get in the frame, please.
Here we go. Where we at?
This is a very unique fired up we're doing today. Let's talk a little bit about what's going down at CFESA. I think that's something to be fired up about. A lot of supply chain and logistics talk, and
Just use all points.
a lot of supply chain and logistics talk, and you know, I don't know if there's much really to be done. I think we've talked about it all today. I don't think there's really much to say. I mean, the parts. There's what do you do? We understand that there's kinks in the chain. It goes back to what happened with COVID, obviously. So we're talking a lot about that. I know there's a lot of talk as well about other service companies utilizing other service companies again.
And they talked about Fed, utilizing Fed.
True.
As an optional marketplace to talk to other service agents within the community.
Fed or Fed?
Fed. FEDD. It's
So to talk, not to jump in here, but 4 weeks ago, there was 44 ship containers outside of Long Beach, California. Now there's 74. That's almost double in a month.
Yeah. I mean, it's when they're talking about this is not going to get any better until 2023. I could see that. We have focus problems.
No,
Okay.
it's just very hot.
It's true.
So fired up.
This is we've never been more fired up ever, and but yeah, I mean, what can you do? So yeah, we were talking about Fed being a place for you to go, and it's happening. I mean, it's happening there every day. So if you're watching this and you're figuring out where you can get a part from that you can't find, you can go to the Fed group. There is plenty of people doing business there, finding parts. I was talking about this. I just sold the Hatco booster that I had sitting in my warehouse for like 3 years, 480 volt unit. Sold it in less than an hour. So there's ways to do business through there too. There's a lot of different outlets. That's just one of them. I know they were talking about CFESA garage sale. I used to use that all the time back in the day. I don't know if you used to use that back in the day. Yeah.
I'm familiar with that for sure.
Used to put stuff.
Good way to get parts for cheap, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, people are just trying to get rid of inventory.
Oh yeah. No, it was great. It was a great tool to use. But yeah, I mean that's been a big. I think that's been a big talk about supply chains. That's been a very
Kind of taken over the conversation.
a much bigger talk out here than I thought it would be. But I mean, listen, it's a real issue, and we're all dealing with it. So I know there's interesting ideas. So if anyone has ideas, put them in the comments. If you're watching the replay, because I know we're on the West Coast now, so all of our East Coast families probably not paying attention. But on the replay, throw them in the comments. What are some suggestions to help with supply chain issues? If you have parts and you don't have your inventory live, reach out. Maybe we could see if we could assist people through Fed Nation. So that's a possibility.
It is, right? It's community.
It is. That's what it's all about.
Bringing the industry together to rise all boats.
That's it. 100%.
I mean, the more we communicate between each other, there's not enough service agents to go around to service everybody. But teamwork makes the dream work.
It does, and talking with a lot of different people here this week. Just met a gentleman from New York talking about community, talking about all that. Guys in the New York market, obviously we just entered the New York City market, and we just had a nice conversation of, hey, listen, I'm in Brooklyn. If you guys need a part, you guys need help, reach out to me. that is what I love, because that's what we do. And well, listen, unfortunately, it's not all love everywhere you go, but that's life, that's business. So, wherever it exists, be a part of it. And if you, again, going to Fed Nation, it's living there right now. Is Taz still in the building?
I think he
Is Taz saying anything?
He's not, no comments, but you have 8 viewers.
All right, we got viewers here. So listen, if you're here at CFESA and you're watching, we are at a undisclosed location. But if you're here and this looks familiar, come by. We're dragging benches over from a mile radius
Hold on, I gotta
to sit around the fire.
Steel iron.
It's going down. It's going down.
Bring
And
your
Taz is
energy.
still here.
Taz is still here?
Yes.
My man.
It's literally, I mean, it's on fire right here. So,
It is. It is. I just want you all to know I have first-degree burns for you people.
yeah, I have no more hair on my legs.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah. I lost my vision about 4 minutes ago.
I'm so much closer to this fire than you guys.
But
It's
the wind
the
is
wind.
moving
The
this
wind is
way.
blowing this way.
It's blowing to us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like the movie
Now it just
Backdraft
switched up
over
a
here.
little bit now, but
Now
So-
it's blowing to you.
Sam said she's sleeping.
Good. She got early morning. So go to bed. But yeah, no, and listen, tomorrow, Josh and I will take the stage. We're going to talk about social media, how to turn our media into profit, right? And we're going to talk a lot about community. Look at like Taz, a guy like Taz. I didn't know Taz really at all before the pandemic, and then the pandemic hit, and we're sitting there doing karaoke and drinking whiskey at midnight with 14 other people live.
I got a karaoke story about you, Rich.
All right, yeah, tell the people.
Austin,
Tell the people.
Texas,
Oh yeah.
I think, what was that, Riffmar? Or was that CFESA?
No, it's that was CFESA, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're at the Blind Squirrel,
Damn, I
or
don't
the
even.
Moose Knuckle, one of those random names on Stick
The
Street.
Moose Knuckle.
That
Yeah.
can't be the real name.
That's not the name.
It
That's
could
not
be.
the real name.
There's no way.
Yeah. So we're in Austin, Texas on 6th Street, and there's a band up. They're inviting people up to sing along, right? This dude gets up there and crushes it.
I did.
Kills it, man.
Do you have the song?
I actually sent him a picture
I know the song.
or video.
Sublime Santeria.
Yeah.
That's
Figure
what. That's
it.
Don't
I mean,
stop
it was like
believing.
it was a
that's my
live
go-to.
band.
That's always my go-to.
I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
He did well.
But yeah, that's true, and it was a live band. It was pretty good. But yeah, I mean, karaoke brought a lot of people together, and when we get on stage tomorrow, and Josh and I will definitely be talking about the power that these platforms have, and we're talking about profitability. Josh is going to tell you in dollars how that equates, how his media presence equates to real dollars. I'll talk about how it equates to real dollars for me over the last 4 years, pumping out massive content every single day, and it's brought us here. It's brought us to opportunities we never knew existed. Talk about that all the time. When else would I have been able to have an opportunity to be asked to talk on stage at CFESA? It just wouldn't have happened if we didn't, put this thing all together day in and day out. So, and it's not something I set out to want to do. It's just, it's just accumulated. And now here we are. So we'll talk a lot about that tomorrow.
Yeah. Food Equipment Digital Disruptors. That's the name for a reason. I mean, the
It's true.
people are stepping in, bringing content, doing blogs, putting a lot of education out there. I mean, think about all the different conversations that go on within the chat. People talking about service calls, experience they've run into. I'm waiting for the day where techs start joining in and start, cross-educating people on equipment.
It's happening.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's happening. I mean, there's guys that are looking for mixer help and dishwasher help, and Quentin down in Virginia doing different things. So people are already talking about technical help. I mean, it's happening there every single day, every week. We have manufacturers there. We got Terry from Electrolux, who's always active in the group. So it's nice to see the diversity that is going on there. But listen, I mean, it's just the beginning. We're just getting started. Almost 1,000 members and growing. So if you're not there, get there.
FedCon 2022. April.
Thank you. FedCon 2022. Go to
Right here in
fedcon.com right here in Arizona. Get your tickets, fedcon.com right now. Early bird ends the 31st. Huh?
It's scrolling on the bottom.
It's scrolling on the bottom.
Yep.
So There it is. Anybody saying anything? Is it quiet?
Ben Cologne says watching with you. Taz Sutherland says heading to the East Coast in the morning.
Okay.
And that's about it right now.
So
We
Ben
got a lot
Cologne.
of viewers, though.
So Ben Cologne, for those of you who don't know, is PKI Group. I don't know if anybody knows, Ben Cologne. Ben, down
I
at
know
PKI.
him via social media.
Yeah,
I never met him
me
in
too.
person,
Me too.
Never met him in person.
but he throws out that content just like Irving
He
today.
pumps it. He's pumping it out.
Rock's out of Oregon. We meet him in person for the first time, right? It's like meeting a friend, but you've never really hung out with the guy. That's what's so cool about social media, man.
Ben says hi, everyone.
What's up, Ben? Ben is a beautiful soul. He's willing to help anybody, anytime, any way. We just met with him and Jesus down in Somerset. They were at the Revent training. And
we talked about that on the last Fired Up Friday, right?
Yeah,
we talked about what other companies are doing to try to partner with each other to build something better. Because at the end of the day, we're all in the business to take care of the customer, right?
yes, and there's money to be made. There's money to be made. And collectively it can be done together. If it's done properly, it can be. I mean, Jesus and Ben are a testament to that. They were doing an installation together.
Exactly, that's what I was talking about.
Exactly. So, and that's what we're really trying to build a much stronger front for the industry. I mean, listen, it's happening here. We're at CFESA. You see it here. There's a lot of beautiful relationships that have been built here. TJ Coker, where's TJ? That's what I want to know. He ran off. He's ran off to a secret dinner without us. But you can go visit cokerservice.com. He's in the Chicago area. He's in Houston and Austin. And they're building too. They're doing a great job. So it's just nice to see everybody back. I think that's something to be fired up about. We're back out in the world with the people. And, listen, as much as media is great and it brings people together, there is no substitute for this. There's never going to be a substitute for the in-person.
Yeah.
But
handshake, a hug, it's hard to beat that.
It's hard to beat it. It is. But again, back to what we were talking tomorrow. I don't want to discount what we're going to be talking about tomorrow because those things lead to these conferences. They lead to RIFMA and to CFESA and to the NAFM events and to FCSI and to all these different conferences, FIDA. They lead to that. You meet people.
3 years ago, before you started doing this, how many relationships have you made through social media? I mean, it's uncountable, right?
I couldn't tell you. Yeah, it's just
You've
it's unbelievable.
Got people you never would have talked to before that probably
No.
walk up to you randomly and like, "Hey, Rich, what's up, buddy?"
Yeah.
So,
No, I mean that's like one of the biggest things. People come up to you and they say, "Oh, I feel like you don't know me, but I feel like I know you."
Yeah.
That's there's no better feeling than knowing that people are watching and they're getting value from it. So that's the cherry on top for all this.
So I have a comment from Jesus. He says, I would love to hear more about company interaction and how it's changing the industry. And I don't mean company buying or merging, but actually working with one another without the concern of clients being solicited. Also the pros and cons of acquisition.
Yeah. So companies working together, not meaning acquisition. I mean, I think it's different in every market. Unfortunately, I mean, listen, I'll speak honestly. I mean, unfortunately, in New Jersey, there's not a lot of love over the years. That probably stems back to my dad. It's not something that I am happy about. It's kind of just the way it is. I've definitely done my part to reach out in certain times, and some years ago, just things never really accumulated. So it's not that I think, don't let the fire die, Lisa.
That was scary.
We're trying to stay fired up. Yeah, I think, like I said, it's different in every market. I know down in Philly, there's a lot of people that play well together, live well together. You got Josh at American Kitchen, Kirby at Elmer Schultz. Those guys have been good for years. It's just, it depends on the market. It depends on the people. It depends on a lot of things. I think that's where Fed Nation really did come in, and not to keep going back to that, but I think it's crucial for us to break down some of those walls and barriers. I've invited people in. I know there's some people there. I'd love to see more from it and more people talking to work through those things where it could get it could get dicey when there's competition. I know that. And we talk about it here, like a lot of people are friends, a lot of people are competitors. Where does that line get drawn? It's tough, especially with technicians. And we call it the Wild West now. I mean, technicians are going from here to here, and the industry is just changing tremendously, Jesus. It's just, I don't know if I have a real good answer for you on that one. I don't know if anybody else has an answer.
I think it comes down to character and if you want to take care of the customer. at the end of the day,
Yeah.
we're all in this
Yeah.
industry for one thing, the customer. And if you can team up with some good people that have the same aspirations and goals that you do, then you have the same target to go after. You know, yeah, there's going to be competition, but you know, if X company has a stronger attribute than yours, then why not utilize that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why do you think teams win Super Bowls, championships? They come together, they do what needs to be done,
Right.
they put the work in, and you know, ultimately hit their goals. We talked about success a lot. That was a big topic in YPC, and
Yeah.
I think that's one of those things where
The formulators.
technicians is a huge deficit within the industry.
Yeah.
But you know, why can't we team up with certain companies that have a plethora of techs and utilize them to make sure the customers are taken care of? Because relationships are going to be there, but the bottom line is take care of the customer, and you know, success brings money. Money doesn't always bring success.
That's right.
True. Very
That's
true.
right.
Put that on a T-shirt. The Jeff Victory collection. The Jeff Victory collection of tees. Yeah. It's. I think that's right. I mean, it's character, it's integrity. There's a lot of different things that go into play. And then Jesus was talking about what was it, acquisitions? What do you want to know about acquisitions?
The pros and cons of acquisitions.
Well, listen, I mean, I've talked about different things, the consolidation that's happening in this industry. Obviously, we just acquired a small company in New York City, you know, as a small family business ourselves. But you know, when you look at a lot of the, and again, this is not bashing any large companies. I mean, this is America. This is capitalism. This is business. This is what it is. I think smaller companies definitely having a good advantages in the market, in certain ways, and maybe vice versa. But as a small business, for me, I see opportunity from the personal standpoint, from brick and mortar standpoint, from being there with the people on the ground. You know, because I know Jesus, small company. You know, different companies just like, oh my God, what's going to happen? You know, I think just keep being good to the customer. Keep communicating every single day to the customer. Don't lose sight of that personal touch.
Number one focus is the customer.
Yeah, the customer obsession. We heard that today. I think there's a lot to be said from a small business standpoint. You know, we can move kind of nimble and quick and do things and make things happen fast, and show up. You know, and we're there. We're there. You know, I'm in Jersey. I'm in New York. Customers need me. I show up. We do these things. We're emailing. We're texting. We're sending out gifts. We're doing all kinds of different things just to stay ahead of it. Just to show them that we're here. We care. We're not going anywhere. So there's a lot of good for that. I don't know. I think there's a lot of different things to be said with all these different acquisitions. There's pros and cons on both sides of it. I think, you know, the bigger you get, I think there's a lot more moving pieces. I think it could get harder to service customers. I don't know. I'm not at these large companies. I try to speak to just what I know.
Well, a lot of times with acquisitions is sometimes you lose that legendary knowledge from that particular company.
Yeah.
You know, you lose that relationship from what they built their company on. Because they may move on or they may stay there and work. You know, everybody's got a different background, a different story. There is a lot of agglomeration within the industry, but there's also a lot of new people popping up, new companies.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Jesus is a prime example. I mean, he came from a larger company, started his own gig, and he's doing what he can to take care of the customer, right?
He's killing it. He's killing it down there in Florida. So
thank you, by the way.
Killing it down there. So Lisa, what are we looking at on our viewers?
Right. Well,
Are we losing people?
when Jeff started talking, we lost them all.
Dang.
Thanks, Jeff.
Dang.
We are at
I'm
the
out. Good night.
Well, listen. I think we'll take this fired up down anyway. I'm getting so hot I can't even think right now.
90 degrees.
Yeah, we're out
You got
here.
too fired up. That's what happens.
I'm a little too fired up. We're in Arizona, CFESA Conference. Are we gonna go live tomorrow for our talk?
Possibly.
That might be a good idea if we could do that. Maybe we can do a little live session where me and Josh go on. That'd be nice to put out somehow, some way. And I guess that's it. We'll take it down.
All right.
Monday night. Fired up. From Arizona. Wigwam. That's it.
That's it. On the next one.
See you guys on the next one. Stay well.